So, little change of pace. When I look around, it's a nice park. You got a couple of baseball fields, you got facilities, a couple Boweries, skate park, tennis ball court, basketball court. There's a lot missing though. I look around and I always wonder, especially lately, it's been very heavy on my mind. Who were originally here? We need their presence to be felt. What are their names? What were their humanities? What did they make? What did they do? How did they occupy their time? What stories did they share? What was their lore? And why has it all disappeared? Why isn't it... Like, I lived here my entire life. I remember, I think it was 7th grade, we had kind of a history thing, but it was like, I don't remember anything. Somebody's got to know. Indigenous is so important to me. It's important, period, because if we're going to honor a place, then we have to honor all of the people. Where did they go? And why has their presence completely disappeared? I look around and I want to see sculptures. I want to see, relics of, or remnants really of the real spirit of the area. I mentioned before, we honor war veterans and people who choose to go to military, but it's not honorable. The founding fathers were honorable. They left peacefully, and then they were chased, and so they had to fight back. That's different. We don't have that anymore. There are a billion different ways to serve the country and to serve in general, and I've talked about that. Erasing memory is not honorable, especially when they're good. This is a high mountain desert, so they had to be hardy, they had to be resourceful, they had to be interdependent. I wonder what their art was like. I wonder what they used. I wonder what artifacts we still have. When I look around, I don't necessarily see all the buildings and things. I look at the nature as well. I didn't look this way before. With all the grass and the trees, that's lush, that's recent. And I'm grateful for that because it does add a lot. Especially the trees, of course. But what could we learn from them? I believe in the best of all worlds. I really believe that every people that have lived have something of value for everyone else, especially in the area. I think we could learn more from them than we can war heroes. I don't think there is such a thing. I don't see any honor in fighting. There never was an enemy. And the illusion of property is contaminated a lot. In order to survive here, you had to learn to share. So, this is not sea level. Not a lot of things grow here. The animals for game, they're pretty standard, I suppose. I don't know what is necessarily native to the land, though, either. I'm not necessarily a survivalist. But, that's kind of what I'm seeing now. Very curious about what this place used to be. and how people lived. I believe in integration instead of isolation. Interdependence instead of independence. I've mentioned that before as well. Ethiopia is the only country in Africa that was not colonized. And that is incredible. If you think about that, Ethiopia is a better country than America in that respect. That you really need to consider what that means, especially with all the conquerors throughout history. Ethiopia was the only one. It's unbelievable. Because that means that while other people around were facing the atrocities and the manipulation and the property over people mentality that is still very pervasive today, they stood up. They told the truth. They stood together, just like the founding fathers. It's like, no, we are not property of you. We chose to leave peacefully. Ethiopia didn't. They were just like, nah, no, this is our home. It's like, we're not going to take anything lying down. There's a difference in what we stand up for. And that matters. In order to integrate, in order to be interdependent, in order to care, in order to be a community, in order to be a family, in order to be a couple, or have a relationship at all with another person, you have to listen. You have to understand. You have to get on the same page in order to move in the same direction. Best case scenario, you take truth into consideration instead of sides. You understand the options and you make a decision together. I said earlier in a short, and this is true. Concern is manipulation. It's a product of manipulation. It has nothing to do with care. If you are concerned about a person, you don't care about them. If you actually cared, you would ask them questions. You would seek to understand. You would listen. Concern was never love. Just like hope was never trust. It was always doubt. All I get is concern. And then I am put into the most concerning of situations and blamed for it. And that is the truth. I survived them. I laugh anyway. I still fulfill my calling. I still fulfill my passions. I still fulfill my work. Listen and find out for yourself. Ask questions to understand better the options that actually exist before you, before making assumptions and jumping to conclusions. Everybody follows something. So what do you follow? Truth is my leader. It's the only thing I'm willing to live. It's the only thing I'm willing to tell. Love is my only objective. So I don't deal with concern, and I will always return to sender. I do not make or take excuses. If a person cares, a person listens to find out for themselves. A person listens and asks understanding to make sure they understand what is actually going on before doing anything, before committing to anything, before standing firm against a person. They understand what that person is actually about. That's what love does. That's what care does. So, just like switching anxiety is going from doubt and hope over to possibility, faith and trust, the real mission for interdependence, for community, for family, for relationship, it is necessary to get out of concern and manipulation and to get into curiosity, care, and love. Without curiosity, you cannot claim you care about a person. It is impossible to understand a person if you don't ask questions. It's impossible to understand a person if you don't listen in the first place. If you are overlooking and not even like listening to what they send you, that is not care. Care listens. Care makes sure they understand. They measure twice before they cut. They look twice before they leap. They do not give excuses. So, the natives here understood that. I know that because in order to survive, you have to. So, I need to know names, you know? I think I will head to the library, not this time to write. I've already done that. I showed up at Beans and Brew, which is a beautiful place. I love it. And look, you know, I used to be a crap barista too. I used to overlook things. Did I? Actually, no, I didn't. When I was at Hastings at the Hardback Cafe, I was offered the manager position at a pretty fresh thing. I do not remember Shayla, maybe something. I don't remember her name, but she was going to step down and she offered me the manager position, but I did not know that I could handle the responsibilities, so I declined. I did not understand the opportunity, so I did not take the option. So I understand where people are coming from. I was concerned that I would not have time for my passions, that I would not have time for my love, that I would have to choose work over everything else because that's all I saw managers doing. I did not see the opportunity to lead. I did not see the opportunity to lead by example. I did not see the opportunity to gain even deeper respect from people that already genuinely cared. I loved that job and everybody there. Every single one left a lasting impact on me. I think. Many did. Some more than others. One more than any of them. Just because she liked a particular guitarist that is kind of a hot topic back then and now, but especially back then. But she was brave enough to admit that she was a fan, and I was curious. So I looked into him, and, well, I am the acoustic guitarist I am now because of you, Christina. Thank you. The difference now is people absolutely know better. They absolutely do. To know better, but to still not even take the opportunity to look at the option before you, at the opportunity before you, before committing to go with status quo over a new, beautiful way. I don't know. They are deal breakers for a reason. You know, One person cannot be the change. It takes a community. It takes one other person. It takes a family. It takes a community. It takes a county. And it goes from there. I've become the change. I am the change. Just nobody pays attention. Nobody actually listens. So, if you are listening, then thank you. And when I say truth, and I've talked about this before, it's not a property, it's not a possession. You gotta get out of that mindset. Gotta get out of property over people, policy over people. No. I said this a lot in jail. In fact, one of my friends there looked me dead in the eye and said, "Do you love me?" And I said, yes. When I say I genuinely care, I genuinely care. I said that a lot. And they allowed it. They let it in. And I saw the difference. I felt it. And so did they. It's the people that have things and take things for granted that are hard to crack. It's not my responsibility. When I say truth, I mean plain truth. Is that a tree? Yeah, it is. It's that simple. Like, you can call it whatever you want. I mean, there are different languages, and so, it's a specific type of tree too, and I don't know what it is, and that's fine. A Fuji apple tree does not care if you believe in its fruit. It just wants you to taste it. Find out for yourself. And that's not cryptic, that's not philosophical, that is like literal. Look, see the actual opportunity in front of you. Make sure you understand it. It's worth the time and effort. So yeah, I believe I will go to the library. It's time to hunt down some names that I may or may not be able to pronounce yet. Part of Providence is exalting all peoples who live here. And I do mean all. It is predominantly one religion, and that's fine. I don't mind that at all. I never did. I thought it was weird. I still do. But I like more diversity. But I also don't mind. As long as, those people are actually respectful, actually understand the opportunity, actually understand the value of the people they live among and live among them. We have to integrate. So, one thing that I see around this park and what, caused me to do this video, there's plenty of space. There's plenty of space for sculptures to honor those who actually came before us, who figured out this land and how to navigate it. True leaders, real honor. So I'm going to find out names. And I'm going to put them back where they belong. So, thank you for being here. Let's do this.